Good afternoon, YouTube viewers and subscribers. So as you can see on my table today, I've got an incredibly beautiful, freaking awesome engine, because what's in this box is actually what it says it is. Now this is not my engine. Boy, do I kind of wish it was. But this is the engine of a new customer of mine. And basically why it was sent to me is because this fellow saw one video, one source, saying that OSF FT-300 Gemini, Super Gemini engines had aluminum alloy connecting rods and they're prone to failure. Well, there was this only one video that I've ever seen, and that's the only evidence I've ever seen of this. And he sent this to me to replace the connecting rods and the bearings. Now the reason I'm kind of hesitant about talking about that or saying that is that this engine is brand new. It is a new in-box engine. Although it doesn't have all of the documentation and stuff that normally comes with one of these engines, it is brand spanking new and absolutely phenomenal. I mean, let me zoom in here because this is just complete eye candy. Now I can tell that this is absolutely brand new in box, never been run before, for several things, several reasons. One, my normal sniff test. Two, coming out of the breather vent here is the original manufacturer's tooling oil that's in there. There's not a hint of evidence anywhere that this engine has ever been run. And if I rotate this through and I get air to blow through here, I can smell that this thing has never been run. So to me, it's kind of one of those things where, hey, I want to service this engine. And let me go back here and say, the fellow asked me to replace the connecting rods, completely disassemble the engine, replace all bearings, and then actually run the engine and get it broken in for him. The running in and breaking in, I'm super excited about. I mean, I can't ever get enough running in of big OS twins. And normally I am not opposed to disassembling an engine, but man, when it's brand new like this, it really it's a little tough to swallow wanting to do that. Now I understand his need for wanting to know whether this engine has the old original aluminum connecting rods as opposed to these bronze ones, but I can pretty much guarantee that it has bronze connecting rods in there already, because the serial number is 1993, which puts that well past early prototype stages. And a buddy of mine has one of these, it's serial number 51, and it had bronze connecting rods in it. And the other thing is, I guarantee you that the bearings in this engine are perfect. There is absolutely no need, no reason to be replacing bearings on this engine. So I have sent an email to my new customers telling him these things, and I'm really kind of holding off doing anything with this engine until I at least hear back from him regarding this matter. Now obviously, for me to, I mean, look at that bearing, brand new, not a lick of issue with it at all. I mean, you can just see the tooling oil on the Woodruff key. This engine's never been run. So put that back in there. Like I said, running this engine will be fun and very pleasant. Woodruff key's going to give me some issues here. But the only way for me to actually verify the connecting rods on this engine, which I do have to do at minimum, verify the connecting rods, is I'm going to have to pull one head off completely to verify that. And I'm hoping that I can convince this fellow that that's all that needs to be done, because I really don't want to waste his money on a whole new set of bearings for this engine when there's nothing wrong with the bearings in this engine at all. I mean, they're perfect, I can guarantee that. Also, I've had enough new engines that are old, and especially from OS, specifically OSFS 90s, I've had plenty of those new in box that were 30 years old, And even though the foam in the box deteriorates, the bearings and everything inside the engine was absolutely perfect. And that's why I really just don't want to tear into this beautiful engine, because it's just a work of art. It's a masterpiece in my opinion. And I don't know, you know, it's one of those things where I love Sato engines. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Sato fan. I love Sato engines. But when it comes to twin cylinder engines, I have to just say that I think OS twin cylinder or multi-cylinder engines in general are just above the Sato ones. And I'm not saying that they're above the Sato ones in quality or ease of operation or how they run. It's just my opinion. They just seem to be of higher quality for some reason. And maybe it's just my perception. Maybe it's just the way these things look. Maybe it's because they look like, you know, Lycoming or Continental engines. I don't know. All I know is when I have an OS twin cylinder engine in my hands like this, you know, all thoughts of having Sato twin cylinder engines kind of melt away, because this is the pinnacle of quality and craftsmanship in my opinion. So anyway, there'll be some more videos upcoming here very soon on this engine, potentially verifying the connecting rods in it, and if nothing else, at least running this thing on the stand. So look forward to seeing that, and I look forward to getting this thing on the stand and running it. So thank you all for watching.